Darling, forever if you want to. I'll play the part of ever if you want to. Just with you. Just to be with you. I'm a part of ever if you want to. I'll play the part of ever if you want to. Just with you. Just to be with you.
From the city where you got to earn your stripes. Work days, hustle nights, lot of niggas went left. I got it right. The streets don't love you. They took my baby father. Had to rob a couple. Yeah, bitch, I'm mad. Who makes this kid? You see the way this pussy twerk. Hit Dennis leather, tell him customize the fur. I ride it like a surf. I'm so wet, I swear.
I can't help it if she steady, steady choosing right now. Yeah, yeah.
It's how we roll. How we roll. That's just how we roll. How
These haters always hate on me cause the way I shine. These bitches always love a nigga cause the way I grind. These rappers always hate on me cause the way I rhyme. Never gave a fuck what a hater say, I'm getting mine. I'm on the first, make a purse, I'm killing swerve. Niggas got the nerve to say your word.
You gotta understand that this is about marketing. Like, this whole thing is about marketing. It's about your image. It's about your story. You gotta be appealing to people. A lot of artists just have MySpace and just have, you know, a couple songs and don't have a website, don't have marketing. You gotta understand that this is about
I'm just a catfisher, the best risker, the sign tripper, and never let it grow. Get my best picture, catch quicker, cause my feelings got depth switches. It's a mess, Mr. Slowly, like my heart controls me, disowns me, then leaves me in the streets, the one and only. Get your I'm just a catfisher, the best risker, the sign tripper, and never let it grow. Get my
Good evening. I am your host, Miss TML. You are now tuned in. It's Real Talk with TML. I have the multi-talented artist in the building representing Rhode Island. She goes by the name Ninie330. I want to welcome her to the platform. Ninie, you there?
I am still here, even though I am doing something. I am still here. I'm free. I was just sending money to people that needed it. And I tell you, hun, the grind never stops. Like, it never
She's
stops.
a multitasker, guys. That's the one thing I will tell you about her. This woman is just, you know, on the go, amazing, in her car, talking to me, being a superwoman. And again, she's doing this interview. She's on her way to a show tonight. definitely a working vessel in this industry right now in New England. And I see you and I salute you and I commend you for just staying so humble and staying so aggressive. And, just like the one thing you said to me when I, said to you, do you want to come out and perform? You said, I'm always willing to display my talent. And that for me shows me your dedication to your artistry, to your passion. And it's not just something that you're doing as a hobby. You're doing it because you're passionate about it. And I think that's important for people to understand. It's not easy, the sacrifices that artists make. And I just want to show you that, I see you and I've been watching, I've been following, and I just see your commitment to this. And I just want to give you all the praise for that, first of all.
I thank you so much. It's, I tell people you shouldn't be too cocky before you make it. You know what I mean? And even when you make it, pat yourself on the back, give yourself those coins, give yourself those flowers, but always remember that anything you gain can be snatched in a moment.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so.
That's right.
We can't get too ahead of ourselves, but never give up the hustle.
Exactly.
One day I'll be in a house, tomorrow I'll be in my car, the next day I'll be in a mansion. We don't know.
That's right. That's right. So tell me, I want to get into it because I know you're going to be getting ready for your show tonight.
Yes.
Tell me first how you got into music.
So I got into music. One second. I'm in an interview. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I got you. Listen, I love you. In an interview. I love you. In an interview. Thank you, though. So, like, that's my sister. When I got into music, I was only about roughly 5 years old, to be honest.
Wow.
My brother and my cousins were in a living room and they were rapping. And at the time, I only wrote poetry. And I was looking at all the people like Missy Elliott and all that in the trash bags, suits, and being absolutely out there and crazy. And my brother said, why don't you just say one of your rhymes? And I said, I don't got rhymes. And ever since there, it kind of like took off. Like, I was like, oh, I could do this? Great. And I just ran with it. And my brother, I was a hype woman for like maybe, I'll say 6 or 7 years before I came out on my own. And it was beautiful. And my first ever humbling moment was freezing on stage.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I went up like I had it, did not know my lyrics, and got real humble.
Like, listen, I gotta practice. I gotta exercise this. It's exercise, and it's like that's the part people don't understand. Being an entertainer, you have to sometimes be able to improv, and go on the fly and really remember, your lyrics, and that's important to understand how much that really is. You know what I mean? Like, that's not easy to remember lines, to remember rap. You know what I mean?
Yes, because it is like, hold on. As I'm talking to you, I have to run to something. Yeah. So move. So I literally, like, I run and work like 24/7, and since I was like, I'm trying to make it to this art gallery really quick. So just like 2 seconds. Run. Hurry up, so I don't miss this opportunity. Hurry up. She said me here right now. I'm here. Okay, I gotta finish this interview. I'm here. Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm like in the facility. I'm so sorry. I had to run to where I was.
It's too late. You are too late. Like, listen.
I had to make it to this place before I missed an opportunity to do this show on Saturday, and we made it. She's not here yet. We made it. The person's not here yet. I came like 2 seconds early. Whew. I'm out of breath.
Yo, I love it. I love it.
I almost
love
missed
it,
an opportunity.
Like,
I gotta sit down.
You are just seriously a ball of energy. So I want to talk about one thing that I did see with you. I did see you perform on a bar top.
Yeah.
And
One
that
day-
for me, that was so dope because you just owned that. You stood on top
You
of
wanna
the
know
bar
what
and
got me
really
there?
performed.
You want to know what got me to do
And
a
was
bar
like in
school?
people's faces, like, yeah, you don't want to pay attention?
Yes, it really
Now I'm
was.
in your face. Like, that was dope.
I love seeing you though. So sorry, I had to like meet somebody in the middle of that. But so what got me on the yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place. So what got me on the bar was one day I was rapping and someone literally was like talking in the middle of me rapping, and I said, I know they not talking. Like I can't even hear myself think. And
Right.
I got so upset
Right.
that I jumped on the bar, jumped behind it, told the bartender like, shh, I'm rapping, and just started going off. But that's really what sparked me to get off of the stage and really start being in the crowd, on the floor,
Right.
on
That's
chairs.
right.
I will hang
I
from
can't wait.
chandeliers.
I can't wait to see what you do at this event next Friday.
Yes.
I'm putting up the flyer right now. And that's the summer night party, and that's for the next artist to blow. And that's something that I'm a event coordinator for, and I basically chose you because not only were you on the show this week, but I felt like, you know, you, after seeing your performances and seeing like just your video, you know, presence, I was like, listen, she's an entertainer. We need her there. This is gonna be, she's gonna give us a show. And that's what I'm all about. I'm about the show. I'm about the entertainment part of it. Because like I tell people, you can be a great rapper, but can you entertain? And
Yes.
I've been entertained just sitting here talking to you for the last minute. So I know that you're entertaining. Like,
Yes.
that's what I look for. And I'm glad that you have that and that you just own it. And it's just who you are, your personality. I could just tell by the interactions that you just had with the people that you've interacted with since we've been talking that your charisma and your energy is light to people and they get this great vibe from you. So I look forward to this. I look forward to seeing you perform.
I really do too. I love to travel. I don't care if it's 4 to 6 hours. I will do it for people just to even hear remotely of what I have to say. It's always a blessing. It really is.
Right.
You know,
and you're a lyricist. Like, so tell me, who are some of your biggest influences in regard to music?
So when I started making music, the biggest influence I had was Missy Elliott, and then it was Remy Ma. And
I love Remy. That's my girl.
I started off really when I was a little kid, started listening to this group called Jade in the 90s, SWV, Total.
Jade.
Like, like those.
Yeah.
Like those were really my inspirations. And they really, like, Jade especially, because they were like really a quick moment, but I listened to their entire album, and from beginning to end, I was always entertained. I was always locked in. I was always listening. They always told a story, even though it vibed. They always told a significant story, and they were the main reason why I started my company. I have a company that's called Jade Wasteland, and and so I made it into an acronym. So the name is Jealousy's a Dangerous Energy, Jade. And so I use that platform for children. So I have young kids between 10th and 12th grade, and they go through my program. They learn contracts, they learn writing skills, they learn music skills, studio time, DJing. And so I have 2 kids. So I have, and I've been running it since I was 17.
That is so dope.
Yeah, so I have 2 children that go to Berkeley in New York, and then 1 kid that goes to Tennessee College. And I'm on YouTube, and I'm on there, used as their projects, and they always can use me as a platform and recommendations. I treat them like their family. they you know, they call me family, and that's how I like it, because these children need someone to look up to. And I thought after a certain time, I was like, I'm not really gonna make music like that. It's gonna die out from me. I might as well give it to children and give it to the future and have them do whatever. And then one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I want to go back out there. I want to really be immersed. I want to have that fun. I miss it. You know, I'm only 32, but for me, it's just like I grew up a long time ago, you know? So it's just like, I feel so young doing this now. I feel so much of my energy, so much of my youth coming back to me from doing this and staying interactive and out in the streets. It really is a fun time for me.
Yeah, I love it because I see the versatility. I see you just emerging and being this leader and pioneer in New England for female rap and artists. You know what I mean? So I like that. And this is one of the things that I started out as a rapper, artist, singer. And at 30 something, I decided, listen, you can't be doing this no more. Like I grew up in the Remy Ma eras with Nicki and all of them and battles and you know, just the real like that was my era. So of when I should have been really there.
Where
you know what
you
I
feel
mean?
like you should have been out there.
Yeah, because I took breaks. I did it as a hobby. I didn't do it because I really wanted to be successful at it, I guess at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
no,
so
everyone takes levels to it, truly.
Yeah, and that's where it was like, but then I had to say in my 30s, listen, what are you going to do to give back? How are you going to show artists how to be better than you were and how to have all the tools and the knowledge that they need ahead of time? So I feel like you just telling me that this is part of what you do, it's like we were meant to meet. We were meant to, you know, cross paths because that's
I gave up my
you know?
I gave up my desk job for this. I really did. Like I took a huge risk, and me and my family never know what the next day is going to bring. We don't know where the money's coming from. We just know that we have to keep doing it in order to feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, house ourselves. And these are the things that happen. Like I'll have meetings. I have my sister doing a meeting for me because it's just like I have like these conversations that must go on. I have artists hitting me up asking me where's the next venue, where's the next thing, and I'm like, hey, our venue's on Saturday, come meet me on Thursday. I'm meeting with another person who's like my mentor, and then I have radio station conversations. I do radio stuff, and it's just like it's a lot that goes on with it, and I just like it's an absolute blessing and opportunity to make sure that I get into everything at any moment. And so like, and I really think it's a huge outlook if I can get even 5 seconds of someone's time to converse with them and to show them that it is absolutely undeniable talent, but not only that, it's undeniable passion that won't ever go away, that always builds and builds and builds. I am listening. I know. Hi, Mama Bear. And so it's just like, it's hard for people to understand that you have to take it serious. I have ASCAP covering, you know, I have songs on Spotify, I have songs on iTunes. You don't have to be continuously in the streets and in people's faces to make something work for you. You know, and these kids get so wrapped up in the saturation and the oversaturation of being in someone's face when you don't have to be annoying anymore to do something. That was back in the day where we stand with CDs outside of the record label place going, here, take it, take it, take it, take it. Now you can just hit an email. You know, hit an email.
And you gotta be appealing. You have to be able to utilize your resources. I tell people, you know, it's 10% talent, 90% business when it comes to you being successful financially. You know what I mean? Like that's where you have to understand. It's like it all has to make sense for you to be able to keep doing this and keep fueling your career. Like you got to see the reward. You got to see the takeaways. There got to be some takeaways at everything you do. And I just see you doing that. I see the visuals. I see that you don't have a lot of content in regards to your music or your Facebook page. So that tells me that you understand the marketing of pushing one track at a time. You know what I mean? and just being, you know,
Yes.
and consistent.
Absolutely. And what's hold on, I have to run away from these people. My sisters are yelling. They are yelling and I can't hear myself. Away from you for like 2 more minutes.
She's like, wait. I'm like, wait, hold on, we gotta get more of our car. So tell me, if you could open for any artist, who would it be?
Say that one more time, love.
If you could open for any artist, who would it be?
Realistically, they don't perform like that, but it'll be Method Man.
Ew. That's the bro.
Yes.
That's a possibility. I can see that happening.
Yes.
I could definitely see that happening. That's what's up. I love him. He's a good guy.
Yes, he's very much someone I would consider going ahead and opening up for, because he's very much of a diverse artist, and I really like the way that he works. I really do.
But even for delivery, I could see the influence with him, because Meth was definitely a punchliner. He was definitely a metaphorist. And he would say things that would fuck you totally up. Like, I just think about your line, I'll never let a chick get my best picture. And I was just like, yo, like, yo, she killed it. Like, and everything I heard, it was jaw dropping for me, because I didn't expect that. Like, talking to you now and hearing you rap was you're like two totally different people to me. Ninie, you there?
And you know what's crazy? People say when they speak to me that I'm much more calmer than when I'm making music, right? And I always tell people, they forget this is a persona. This is a character. This is a character that I made for good reference and good outlet. You know what I mean?
Right. It's your alter ego. And like, I used to tell people, like, when I used to rap, I'm like, I used to have to cut, like, being in the 80s, 90s era of music for females was very hard to be respected in music, and rap especially. So you had to be ill. You had to come like the guys. You had to, so that tells me that you had to really get that respect, because you're a girl, like, and we earn that, and we come off sometimes as very rugged and raw, but it's like that's who we were competing against our whole lives. So how do you expect?
What's crazy is I'll go, even recently, like maybe like 2.5 months ago, I went to Connecticut and I did a show out there, and when I walked in and I got on stage, they were all looking at me like, who is this? They ain't gonna do nothing. This, that, and the third. They gave it 2 minutes and they were taking out their phones, flashlights were everywhere. I said, yeah, don't ever judge a book by its cover, because we here to turn up.
That's right. That's right, baby. What's your favorite song to perform?
My favorite song to perform right now is this song I have called Wait. And the reason why I love performing that so much is because I wrote that in my car, like just off the whim. I was driving, normal day for me. And I was driving and this beat came on. Every time I'm driving, I always skim through instrumentals. And I heard this beat and I was like, oh, bring it back. And and when I thought of it, my video and my thoughts on it were exactly the same. I did this Clueless outfit. I gave homage to all the girls. I made sure it was everything. But in my video of Wait, I don't like swearing too much in my songs because I want them to be radio ready. But I'm standing in front of provocative words. Like I have a word that says cunt behind me, big dick energy. Like it's all like, and people don't notice that because they're staring at the video and staring at my hair out and me in a dress. And so it's very off-putting for them, because all my other
videos. You're on the rocks. That one. Yeah, with the dress and everything. Yo, the visuals for that were so dope. Oh my god. I was like, yo, who is this? Like, she's from Rhode Island? Like, get the
Yeah,
fuck
and
outta
that's
here. Like,
actually where I did the visual is this place called Jamestown, Rhode Island, which is really beautiful. It really is. It's a very
wow. I gotta go. I was gonna ask you that too. Where was that?
Yeah, yeah. It's Jamestown, Rhode Island, which is roughly about an hour and a half from where I live in Providence, Rhode Island, and it has like this very much. It was a army base, and they turned it into an art graffiti ground. So everyone's able to go there and express, and it's an open space, and it's legal, and you can stay there for hours. You can make anything you want. You can even write on the walls and add your own little flair.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome. I got Jamestown. I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
I like places like that. I love places, good locations for visuals and things like that. So that's dope. I love that. Definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yes, it's
So-
a must.
Yes. So tell me what is the best advice you've been given in this industry? Because it seems like you're very wise. And
So the one thing I was told, and it was I was working for a radio station who was working out of this like janky studio inside this warehouse. And when you walk up to it, it's very like Chainsaw Massacre type of feel. But when you walk inside, it's so like relief and feeling, right? So I was told that no matter how many people are in the room, always shine a light on yourself. And what they meant by that was like, if you're in a room full of artists, of like 150 artists, always make them know that you're the only artist that is worth seeing and worth remembering. And that was something I always took with me, because I always felt like my music and my personality was always overlooked. And they told me to stop being so humble and to really be rugged. But I'm not that type of person to be like, you know what, this is me, fuck all y'all. Like, I'm not that person. I'm like, you either like me or you don't. And it's no sweat off my shoulder. I'm going to keep doing what makes me happy.
That's right. But I love how you own it. I love your persona, like you said. It's definitely, I had to realize in the entertainment business, it's definitely get into character mode. You know what I mean? And if you expect to be, remembered, you have to be remembered, as a character, as a person that they have this perception of. And that's why, I'm glad that you like have that double side, you know what I mean? Because I think that's important as a weapon, to be humble, but also know how to be an artist and entertain. So I see that, and I love it. I look forward to seeing everything that you got going on. I know that you're doing so many shows now. I'm gonna definitely be in the loop, definitely sharing and posting and trying to give you as much support as I can.
I appreciate
that's
that.
That's what it's about, Nina. It's about the support and building good relationships with people. Tell me, how do you feel about the music culture in New England? And I say that about New England because I feel like we can say Rhode Island too, because I want you to say how you feel about Rhode Island, but I also want you to say as New England and a whole. Because I don't know if you've done shows outside of Rhode Island or other states in New England. You said Connecticut, so what is your thought?
So I've done shows from Rhode Island to Massachusetts to New Hampshire to Connecticut. Like I've done shows around New England. So I've seen a versatility of how they curate their events, and I think New England we've come a long way. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we need to be humbled, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, I got it in the bag. I'm going to do A, B, and C, this, that, and the third. Like it's an honor for you to be in my presence. In reality, nobody's made it. No one's jumped off for New England. No one has. Don't get me wrong. There's Bia. There's a whole bunch of people from Boston. There's people who come out. There's Jonah Lucas. There's people like that. That's great. But they don't. I feel like even those people, even though they're representing more of their state and not us as a whole.
As a whole.
And
that's how we need to be represented.
Correct. Because we're all very
make an impact. Yeah. You have to make an impact regionally. And that's what I always, that's why I set myself up the way I did in this business, is because I didn't want to just be known for being from Boston or from Worcester or, you know, I
Yeah.
said, listen, I'm all of New England. I am New England. It's no longer, oh, I'm from Boston or I'm from, no, I'm from New England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I represent for 6 states. I hold it down. I have artists in all 6 states that I've worked with. Like, I know that there's quality out here and there's resources out here that if we all just band together and
We could make
create
it.
this force, we can make it. And people need to
Absolutely.
support their own. It's like you go down south, you go to these other places, and there's artists that you've never heard of, but they're packing clubs. They're getting
Correct.
support. And, you know, and it's like, and I'm like, wow. And it's consistent. It's not like just a one-time thing. No, it's a
Yeah.
consistent thing. So this is where I'm like, what are we doing? But I just feel like we're very uppity here, and it's clicky, like, you know what I mean? New
Correct.
Englanders are followers.
It's very
We're
much
followers.
close. Yeah.
You know, yeah, like we follow what's hot. We follow what's, oh, they say the trend is right now. Like,
Yeah.
no, we have to make our own. We have to develop our own sound, our own, you know, music circuit.
Which is really like, it's always concerning to me because it's like, I've been sponsored in Worcester. I've been by this company called American Pyramid. I've been in for a long time, and I've been sponsored in Boston, and I've done stuff out in Connecticut, and I've been sponsored by so many people. But I'm like, no one. I always tell them, I've never heard of you, and I said it's crazy because you have quality products, you have quality stuff. Like, why aren't you known? Like, these things always blow my mind, and it always concerns me. So I'm like, what are we doing wrong as a whole that will change this? Who can spark this? Who can make this an absolute, like, power move that we're just not doing like other states? Like, when people, and what's crazy is we will pack clubs for, and Rhode Island included, and I don't care if they hate it, we will pack clubs with someone from New York. New York. Like, let's be real. I don't wear
that haven't even made it yet.
Yeah, like, I don't do none of that. Like, I'm not that aggressive. A lot of New Englanders, we're not aggressive like that. Like, we don't come off like we want to kick your ass every 2 seconds. Don't look at us wrong type of thing. Like, we're very approachable individuals. I don't care what state you come from. Like, yes, we all got our own swag and energy about us and attitude, but we're very much, you can walk up to us and talk to us and ask us a question.
Right.
You know? And so when they try to get on that, oh, I want to support New York. No, support New England. Forget New York and support New England.
That's right.
Like, don't sit there and get all in the hype of who's coming out here. You guys are spending thousands of dollars on somebody who would never represent you.
Right. And you don't support your own. That blows my mind, sis. I'm telling you, I've been arguing and barking for so long that I just make moves because I realized it took for me to get respect from people from other parts of the world for New England to really start rocking with my podcast and actually started calling and wanting to be a part of what I was doing. And I'm like, why did it take for me to have to go other places? But that's just the way it is. It's like, and
it's awful because, like, it's like you can make so much of a great impact. You can be an amazing person, and people would just overlook you. Yeah, like they're like,
nobody. It's like they say the crabs in the barrel. Like, it's definitely the crabs in the barrel syndrome. Nobody wants to see the next person get
and the fact
to the
that
top.
You're hearing
so they're gonna constantly pull them
the
down.
It
don't matter if it's a seasoned artist
crazy.
Who you're young and you're coming out to an older artist who doesn't want you to get ahead of them. It sucks. It's like you can't escape that culture.
Correct. And that's always the goal. While you're talking for 2 seconds, I'm gonna run to the back of my car because I have to change this outfit. This is not it. I'm not walking into a club like this.
No. I want you to finish. I only have one more question.
Go ahead, hon. I just wanted
Tell
to
me
I didn't want you to think I was rude for like climbing to the back of my car, but I really cannot wear this outfit.
Look, she's changing for her show, you guys, while we're doing this interview. Okay? She is a dedicated, committed artist here in the building.
Listen, I can't wear what I have on. I really can't. I gotta change this because it's just not.
Look, I gotta put this up. Just so they can see. This is where the show's gonna be at. We're celebrating Juve, Labor Day weekend. We're throwing it all in the mix. We got birthday celebrations. We got live entertainment. Ninie's gonna be in the building. Y'all need to come check her out. I am fully a fan, and I love it, and I'm here for you. Anything I can do for you, sis, I'm always gonna do.
Thank you.
You got
like,
me.
We
I know
we
energy.
never,
You know,
we
I
can
go
never
off the
give
energy
up.
of people.
We can
That's
never
right.
give up.
And you know,
Like,
and that's the thing. We gotta be a strong force. You know, the more bridges you build, the more opportunities will come. And I believe that there's so many opportunities coming for you.
There's so
Can
many
you tell us
opportunities
a little
to
bit
grab.
about that? Right.
So
what's next for you? Tell me that.
What's next for me is literally like the next 2 days I have that's not closed. That's gonna fall out. The next I'm sorry. The next 2 days I have a show that me and my sister are curating for, like, we have at least like 15 artists that we're doing, and we decided to call it a Nye Shy, because my sister's name is Shy, my name is Ninie, so Nye Shy event. And we are very much like, the artists had to pay ahead of time. They had to show proof of ASCAP BMIs. They had to tell us if they had photographers, videographers. They had to make sure that they paid for each individual things, flyers, all of that. And we tried to build something so great. So our next thing is, like, every Thursday, we're going to throw parties for artists to learn how to be an artist of business, not just an artist, but of business. And we want to also make sure that, you know, we have festivals coming up in Providence, in Rhode Island, that we're doing. We have a bunch of those are the shoes. We have a bunch of like tours coming up in January, and we are going from New England to Texas, you know, and we want to make sure that we take New England artists with us. So we're trying to create these bonds and these business relationships that we feel like a business family, to where, you know, you can't move nowhere unless you give up $1 and I give up $1, we make it 2. You know what I'm saying? So those are always, So
tell me, I want one more question.
Yes.
One more question, because I forgot. Yes. I almost, because we've been talking already 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to ask you, because this is how I heard about you, was because of the Mass versus Rhode Island show. So tell us a little bit about that. Tell me what that was like, winning.
Absolutely.
And just how you felt that night. How you felt.
So honestly,
did you perform weight?
Yeah, I did. So and I recorded everything. So my nephew, he has my recordings. So I honestly did not know it was a competition. I was literally asked by a friend who told my brother to tell me to come.
Your light's still on.
I was like, oh yeah, sure. You know me, I love going to shows. I love going to parties. Let's do it. And I got there, and they was like, so where are you from? And I was like, Rhode Island. And I didn't know this. They put me on a whole team, wrote my name down, put me down for Rhode Island, and was like, yep, that's it. She's going. And I got up there, and they're like, 99330 for the Rhode Island side to win a contest. And I was looking at my brother like, contest? What? Where did you bring me? You said it was a show, and then I was going on for a little bit, and I was leaving. And I loved every part of it. I loved the Massachusetts vibe. I loved the fact that they were very much, I'm doing this. But what made me giggle so much with joy is that they were very nervous. And I was like, I love, because when you get butterflies, that means you're still not sure if you're the best, which means you're still humble, which means you still have a lot of improvement. And I'm always here for improvement. I love that. Right. So that was, and I didn't even know, and honestly, I didn't even know I was in the top 3. I didn't know I won. I didn't know anything about that. I literally performed, looked at everyone, seen their performances, was like, love, peace, and harmony, and I left. And then like a few days later, they was like, yeah, you were in the top 3. And I was like, of what? What is this? I was so
like, dude.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait to tell her that I was like not even aware of what was happening.
But that's how we met. That's how we met. So I think that was a blessing in a disguise in so many ways, because
it really was.
They reached out to me and told me that they were going to be sending you for an interview. I, was like, okay, let's do it, because I looked at the visuals and the way you approached me, your email, all of that was professional. And that is what I look for, quality and an artist. And that, for me, you spoke that from the first interaction. And I just want to thank you for being a great talent. And I look forward to the show. I know you have to go do your show. Any last things you want to say? Any shout outs? I know your sister's been in the background. You got to shout her out. So she's holding it down.
So my sister, her name is Shy Town. On Instagram is Shy. It's CHEY Town, regular spell 123. And my little sister is absolutely a huge inspiration for me. And then who also really comes out with me a lot is my fiance, and she does door girl for me. She does photography, videography. If I want something done, I'll hand it to her and tell her to go do it, and she won't even have a clue like myself, and she'll just figure it out. So yeah, so that's my fiance.
That's a dope team.
Yeah.
Hey!
So we usually just figure things out, and I usually create a family like that just wants to just make everything happen without knowing the plan and just risking it. And I want to tell everybody, just risk it. You never know. It's not about it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, and it's about who you meet, because everything is meant to happen for a reason.
That's right. It sure is, Ninie. I look forward to it. Shout you out next week, definitely. Yes. I can't wait. We're going to turn up the promo this week and get as much, commission for artists and things like that. That's what I tried to bring this time, was a show that artists could get paid on. We took a chance and invested with some of the artists and making sure that they got, a base pay, things like that. And that was where it was just like, for me, I'm like, listen, like, I want to create something where artists can really see the takeaways from it.
Yeah,
and really put your grind to work, put your talent to work, you know what I mean? Sell yourself, apply yourself. And I see you out here doing that, and you're a living, breathing vessel of it, and I'm excited. I'm glad.
And we have no choice but to be, because you either make this a hobby or you start really taking it serious, because you're just wasting air, to be honest. Every time you go to record a track, you go to pay for studio time, you do all that. It's crazy. I built my own studio because I got tired of studios, so I want to be immersed in it. So never give up. Always be yourself. Never worry about what no one says. Make your own sound, because even when I hear myself and I hear others, I don't hear anyone that makes music like me. So, never be afraid to go off the whim and just kind of just do your own thing.
You are a force to be reckoned with, Ninie, and I want you to have a great show tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Real Talk with TML.
Absolutely.
You can follow her on all social media platforms. I am Ninie330.
Correct. And that's on all social media platforms. That's iTunes, that's Spotify, that's everywhere. That's YouTube. Do what you want. Do what you feel. Like, follow. It's always a good time.
That's right, baby. All right. You have a good show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Have a great day.
I'm just a catfisher, the best risker, the sign tripper, and never let a girl get my best picture catch quicker, cause my feelings got depth switches. It's a mess, Mr. Slowly, like my heart controls me, disowns me, then leaves me in the streets, the one and only. Get your I'm just
walk in my Da Vinci. Popped out, now I got the whole hood in the Frenchie. From the city where you got to earn your stripes. Work days, hustle nights, lot of niggas when left, I got it right. The streets don't love you, they took my baby father. Had to rob a couple. Yeah, bitch, you
going on a set. Big dreams, rich sex, we ain't even come yet. Latex, crab legs, do say what we pop next. In the strip.
I can't help it if she steady, steady choosing right now, yeah, yeah. Baby, shake that ass, show me something bad, show me something bad. Baby, shake that ass, baby, shake that ass, show me something bad, show me something bad.
It's how we roll. How we roll. That's just how we roll. How
These haters always hate on me cause the way I shine. These bitches always love a nigga cause the way I grind. These rappers always hate on me cause the way I rhyme. Never gave a fuck when a hater say I'm getting mine. I'm on the first, make a purge, I'm killing swerve. Niggas got the nerve to say your word.